This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Welcome and thank you for joining me for another episode. I watched a Joe Dispenza video the other day on the topic of quantum manifestation. Super cool topic. Who could resist it? And about 2.5 minutes into it, I started wondering if this was really Joe Dispenza. I mean, it was just his voice. It wasn't video. And it sounded like him. It seemed like things he would say, but it also didn't sound exactly like him. It didn't sound exactly like things he would say. And I'm not a Joe Dispenza expert, so I went to the comments to see if anyone else was calling this out as fake or generated by AI. I mean, maybe Joe gave it his words to read. It could be. I'd just like to know if I was really listening to Joe. I didn't want to be listening to someone's AI that was trained on Joe's material pretending to be Joe. And my time matters, so if I'm going to spend 29 minutes listening to something, I would like it to be something legit. And the comments were all really favorable, like just gushing, no one questioning, not a single critical thing. Look, I know Joe Dispenza's got fans. That's not a surprise, but they were uniquely single-minded for an internet audience, if you know what I mean. And when I looked at the usernames, they had a lot of numbers in their usernames, and I realized these comments are not real people. So I read the video description better, and in the fine print, it said it was generated with, quote, altered or synthetic content, end quote. It didn't look like it was associated with Joe Dispenza in any way, so I did not finish that video. Just because I don't know who made it. I don't know who's behind that. Speaking of who made this, I've got a friend who occasionally sends me they're just irresistible pictures and videos of adorable things, like a perfectly framed dolphin surfacing to kiss a puppy on the dock or the pier, or a perfectly choreographed butterfly landing on a cute little girl's head as she smiles for the camera. They're lovely, they really are, but they're also not real. They are artificially generated, and I point that out to him because he did not think he was sending me fake images or video, and he was kind of embarrassed to realize he had not spotted it as AI generated. Look, I got a lot of these examples. Not exactly like that. I got a friend who has a fabulous relationship with her runes. Like what her runes say is gospel. A client who gets great intel from her psychic. A neighbor who swears by sushi for improving her skin condition. And I'm like, look, I would just take what that psychic says with a grain of salt, or I don't think I'd let runes be making decisions for me. My guidance has got to be the final word on everything. You know what my dad said to me when I went off to college? He said, be open-minded, but not so open that your brain falls out. And look, we live in the day and age of sophisticated scammers. Like, we've got to be able to spot the bots and the frauds, or before you know it, we're sending money to someone who isn't remotely who we thought they were. So what I'm saying is, I've got a skeptical mind. Or at least I thought I did. Because what I noticed was that as soon as my gremlins start spinning a tale about how, this is the beginning of the end, it's only going to get worse from here, or some version of, you must be jinxed, everything's going wrong, nothing good happening, or whatever tall tales they're selling, I'm not as quick to question them as I am the text that says my package can't be delivered until I click this link. Or, oh my gosh, the online ad my boyfriend sent me. He wanted me to check out some truck that was for sale, and it did not take long before I was like, dude, this is not real. Do not send any money. I mean, I call BS immediately on delivery snafus and fake trucks for sale, but my gremlins get a pass? Me, who thinks of herself as so discerning, who can spot real and true things versus unhelpful, made-up things? I'm sharing this because for those of us who appreciate our skepticism, I know some conscious creators don't have any, and you roll great that way. Kudos to you. But for those of us who do have skepticism on board, let's make sure we're using it as a filter for our own gremlins. Whatever our negative thoughts are saying, let's bring our healthy skepticism there too. because it's essential for us to question the negative things we're hearing or thinking, even when they're internally generated. Little side note here, I know some people who consider themselves skeptical, but they're not in the habit of questioning their own gremlin lies. That's not skeptical. That's just plain negative. You can be skeptical, but still open and curious and discerning. You can still question gremlin lies. That's healthy skepticism. So I'm just saying, let's use our skepticism where it serves us best. Because whatever we want to call that negative voice within, gremlins, inner critic, internal judge, our personal saboteur, or just our own self in a bad mood, that's who you want to make sure you're not believing. That's the time to get skeptical. Because Joe Dispenza doesn't really sound like that, and puppies don't usually pose perfectly for videos as they're getting kissed by dolphins from the sea, and the good life as we know it is not coming to an end. I mean, yes, maybe there are some things that aren't fabulous. It is hot. The construction vehicles are annoying, and maybe your boyfriend is unusually quiet today, but that does not mean the negative things that you might be jumping to conclusions about. It just means it's a good time to use our discernment to choose what to believe and what not to believe. In fact, it's not even a matter of discovering what's true or what's not true, because we can make anything true if we're willing to focus on it enough. But if it isn't what we want, look, conscious creators know don't go there. So I don't know what this episode is called. Maybe it's Don't Believe Those Gremlin Lies, or maybe it's What AI and My Gremlins Have in Common. They're both worth questioning. I don't know. You know how to question BS. You know how to question things that don't look right or sound right. I'm saying bring those skills to bear here. When you start hearing those negative things inside, that's where your skepticism is going to serve you really well. So don't buy in. Don't get sucked into believing whatever unhelpful lies your negative Nelly might try to feed you when you're vulnerable. So how do we figure out what's true and what's not true? And you know what? I don't think that's quite the question that serves us best, since, again, we can make anything true if we focus on it enough. I think a more helpful question is this serving me? Or is this helpful? Is this what I want? Does my higher self or my inner being agree with this? Or has it vacated the premises? Remember how Abraham teaches, if a thought doesn't feel good, that means your source self or your inner being sees it differently. It does not agree with it. That's our cue that a different perspective on it or a different opinion is worth seeking out on whatever it is we're looking at that inspires that thought. I just thought this would be a helpful reminder. I'm probably not the only one who could benefit from it. And I will say this message is created by the real Jeanette Ma. AI played no part in this creation. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been better if it had, but I'm all about what AI can't do, and that's to tell you real stories from real experiences of myself and fellow creators in today's world. I hope you got some inspiration from this. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.